Alex Eala just pocketed over 700,000 Philippine pesos for losing a tennis match. And Filipino fans, they didn't boo. They didn't complain. They flooded social media with flags and fire emojis and "You made us proud." That right there tells you everything you need to know about where this girl is in her career right now. She's at the level where even a first-round exit feels like a celebration. Let me explain why that's actually insane. This was Alex Eala's 12th match in just 22 days. 12 matches, 22 days. On grass courts in Europe, hopping from tournament to tournament, grinding while the whole Philippines stays up past midnight to watch. So before we talk about anything else, drop it in the comments if you're one of the fans who set an alarm or just never went to sleep, because that support is a part of this story too. Okay, so here's the full picture. Eala pulled in 11,309 euros. That's about $13,005 for her first round appearance at the WTA 500 Bad Homburg Open in Germany. Now that sounds like just a number until you zoom out and realize what this grass court swing has looked like financially for her. Because Bad Homburg didn't happen in isolation, this came right after Berlin, where she went absolutely ballistic as a wild card and made the semifinal. She brought home 57,395 euros from Berlin, close to 4 million pesos, plus 195 WTA ranking points. So we're talking about a 2-week stretch in Germany where Alex Eala made roughly 5 million pesos total. 5 million pesos in 2 weeks from tennis, from a sport where just a couple of years ago she was grinding ITF events and hoping someone noticed. And the fans noticed everything, every single match. When she beat Rybakina in Berlin, the comment sections went absolutely feral. In the comments, fans and athletes were congratulating her left and right. Actor and athlete Eric Eruption Tai wrote, "What a solid run, AE, proud na proud." That's the kind of crossover support that happens when someone isn't just a tennis player anymore. They're a cultural moment. Another fan told her to keep being brave and inspiring a lot of people, and said the top spot is only a matter of time. Bro, they're already calling the world #1 spot. The belief is real. But wait, there's more to this story that nobody's really talking about. Because here's the part that's crazy. Eala only picked up a single WTA ranking point for her Bad Homburg first-round exit, which dropped her from 30th to 31st in the live rankings, and the reason for that drop isn't even the Mertens loss. She dropped because she was defending points from last year's Eastbourne runner-up result. The WTA system is essentially penalizing her for how good she was in 2025. That's actually brutal math. She goes out and has one of the best grass court seasons any Filipino player has ever had, and the ranking system goes, "Nice, now prove it again." No chill whatsoever. Now let's talk about that loss to Elise Mertens, because context here is everything. Eala had actually burst out of the gates in vintage fashion, breaking early and racing to a 3-1 lead. The start hinted at another inspired performance and briefly rekindled memories of her giant-killing exploits the previous week. And then everything unraveled. Mertens won the next 5 games to take the first set, then claimed the first 3 games of the second before Alex managed to string a couple back. But here's the thing. She saved 3 match points in the 8th game of the second set, trying to extend it, fighting even when the match was basically gone. That's not someone who quit. That's someone who ran out of fuel. And you have to understand why she ran out of fuel. Former players and analysts had warned that managing energy levels is crucial before a Grand Slam, with one tennis legend even suggesting Eala should consider taking a break following her emotionally and physically draining Berlin campaign, arguing recovery could prove just as important as match play before Wimbledon. Alex chose to compete anyway. You know what? Respect. She went out there on tired legs, started better than anyone expected, and still competed for every game. That's her mentality. She doesn't coast. She doesn't take soft weeks off. She plays. But here's the part nobody's talking about. This Bad Homburg trip isn't over. Not even close. Because while the singles was done by Tuesday morning, what happens next is something completely different. Venus Williams, Alex Eala, doubles partners. I genuinely need a second. Venus Williams is 46 years old. She has won 22 doubles titles. She has been ranked #1 in both singles and doubles by the WTA. She has accumulated 49 WTA Tour singles titles, including 7 majors and a gold medal at the 2000 Sydney Olympics. This woman didn't just play tennis, she changed what women's sports looks like on this planet. And she's walking onto a grass court in Germany with a 21-year-old from the Philippines who 6 days ago was beating top 10 players back-to-back. Someone explained to me how this is real life, and Eala clearly couldn't believe it either. She was open about how much this means. She called Venus a trailblazer, said that women's tennis has been a trailblazer for women's sports, and that Venus is a big reason why. That's not a PR quote. That's someone who grew up watching this woman dominate Wimbledon, who probably had highlights saved on her phone, and now suddenly they're scheduled to share the same side of a doubles court. That's surreal. That's the stuff that only happens when you get good enough, fast enough, that the legends start calling you up. Now, the doubles draw is not exactly a gift. If Eala and Venus advance past their first-round opponents, they could face second seeds Teresa Mihalkova and Olivia Nichols, the same duo that just won the Queen's Club Championships title. So it's not a free ride. They're going to have to actually play tennis. But honestly, on a fast grass surface, with Venus Williams' serve and Alex Eala's current form and confidence on this surface, don't count them out. Venus on grass is still Venus on grass. That serve does not care how old she is. And for Eala, this doubles run is essentially a free education before the biggest tournament of her life. Whatever Venus tells her between points, how to read serves on grass, how to poach at the net, how to stay calm when the match gets tight, Alex is going to carry that with her to Wimbledon. You cannot buy that kind of mentorship. You can't Google your way into the wisdom of someone who's won 14 Grand Slam doubles titles. Let's zoom out one more time, because I think it's easy to get lost in the singles loss and miss the actual headline of this week. Eala came off a semifinal loss to eventual champion Linda Noskova in Berlin after stunning wins over Donna Vekic, Elena Rybakina, and Elina Svitolina. She has a 9-2 grass court record in 2026. She won the WTA 125 in Birmingham. She made the Berlin semifinal. She earned close to 5 million pesos across 2 weeks of tennis. She's going into Wimbledon seeded, the first Filipino in Grand Slam history to hold that title. And her final week of prep before the biggest grass court tournament in the world, doubles with Venus Williams. The fans back home haven't slept in weeks, and they're still showing up. Even after the Berlin semifinal exit, netizens poured in messages of support. "You made us proud, Alex. We are here rooting for you." They're not fair-weather fans waiting for a trophy. They're in it for every match, every flight across time zones, every alarm set at 2 a.m. to watch her serve. That energy matters more than people realize. Alex has talked about feeling the support. She knows the Philippine flags in the crowd aren't just decoration, they're fuel. Wimbledon starts June 29th. She is seeded, the first Filipino ever seeded at a Grand Slam. And she's going in with momentum, prize money stacking up, fan support louder than it's ever been, and fresh experience playing alongside one of the greatest to ever do it.